In the name of Almighty God, the most compassionate and the most merciful, my name is Naseer Ebadi. I welcome you all to your own channel. Today we will start our question from 41. The lecture is 2.7 of the binomial expansion. Please do not forward the video. Just stop the questions or pause the question, then solve it by your own self. If you couldn't, then you can click the button of the play and proceed the solution of the question. Question 41. If the middle term in this binomial expansion is this one, then the value for the x is, and the value is given in general formula of the trigonometric function. Now you know that if you have a binomial of x plus y raised to the power n, if n is an even number, the middle term in an even number, it would be the middle term for this binomial expansion, which its power is even number. The middle term is n divided by 2 plus 1 term, and we have explained this one in 2.1. By the way, if you haven't seen, then please go to the lecture 2.1 of the binomial expansion, see the lecture or watch the lecture, then come to this lecture. By the way, in here n is 10. Our binomial is 1 divided by x plus x sine x raised to the power 10. This is n. Am I right? Yes. So what is the middle term? 10 divided by 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Then T6 is the middle term. Now we have one general formula, that is TR plus 1, which is NCR, x to the power n minus r, y raised to the power r. In here, what is n? N is 10. What is x? X is 1 divided by x. What's y? Y is x sine x. And what's r? R is r plus 1 is 6. So r is 5. Now put these values in the formula. You will find the general term or the middle term. So it is T r plus 1, 5 plus 1, which is 6. NCR 10, C r is 5. X to the power n minus r. What's x? X is 1 divided by x raised to the power 10 minus 5. It's 5. Y raised to the power 5. Y raised to the power r. Y is what? X sine x whole raised to the power 5. Now T6 is, this is 10 factorial, 10 minus 5, 5 factorial times 5 factorial. It is 1 divided by x to the power 5. This 5 belongs to both of them, x to the power 5 and sine x raised to the power 5. This is cancelled. Now T6 is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 factorial. This is 5 factorial, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 times sine raised to the power 5. And T6 is 7 plus 7 divided by 8. 7 by 8. If you simplify this part, 7 times this one, it's 56, and plus this one, 63 divided by 8. Am I right? Yes. Now in here, 2 times 5, it's 10, it's cancelled. 3 with this one, it's 2. 5 factorial with 5 factorial. 4 with this one, it's 2. Now 2 times 7 times 9. 7 times 9, 63 times what? 7. In denominator you have 1, and sine of x raised to the power 5. This 63 with this 63, this 63 is cancelled. I'm sorry, 7 times 9 is 63. 2 times 2 is 4 in here. Now cross multiplication. 1 times this one, it's 1, and 4 times 8, it's 32 sine raised to the power 5. Divide both sides by 32. You will have sine x raised to the power 5 is equal 1 divided by 32. If you take root of 5, so you will have sine x is 1 divided by 2. Now this is a trigonometric equation. So in trigonometric equation, you have to write both sides what the ratio is given. Sine, sine, then cosine, cosine. I mean, in here, instead of this one, can I write sine of pi divided by 6? Yes. So x is pi divided by 6. This is your alpha. Now the general formula for the sine is x is given n pi plus minus 1 raised to the power n times alpha. X is n pi plus minus 1 raised to the power n, and instead of alpha it is pi divided by 6. I think number 3 is the correct option. Write it please. Question number 42. The largest coefficient of 1 plus x raised to the power 30 is. By the way, one thing you have to know, that if you have x plus y raised to the power n, and the coefficient of the x is 1, the coefficient of y is 1, the middleist term it is the largest coefficient. It has the largest coefficient. Especially this n is an even number. What do I mean? For example, x plus y raised to the power 2. Now it's x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Now what do you think? The coefficient of x is 1. The coefficient of y is 1. So what is the largest coefficient? The largest coefficient is the middleist one. If we have x plus y raised to the power 4, it's x to the power 4, 4x cubed, y plus 6x square y square plus 4xy cubed plus y to the power 4. Now this is the middleist term. It has the largest coefficient. In here, 1 plus x raised to the power 30, the coefficient of this one is 1, this is also 1. So the middleist term is the largest one. The largest is the middleist one. The middleist one is the largest one. Now, what is the middleist term? The middle term in here, 30 is even number, so the middle I think the middleist or the middle term is n divided by 2 plus 1 term. So in here the power is 30, 30 divided by 2 is 15 plus 1 it's 16 term is the middleist term, and this is it has the largest coefficient. TR plus 1 is T16, R is 15. Now what's the general term? TR plus 1, NCR, x to the power n minus r, y raised to the power r. Am I right? Yes. TR plus 1, 15 plus 1 is 16. It is 30. CR is 15. X is 1. 1 raised to every power, 30 minus 15. And y is x to the power 15. Now T16, it is 30, C15, 1 raised to every power is 1, x to the power 15. The coefficient is, the largest coefficient is 30C15. Or we can write 30 by 15. This is our correct answer. Write it please. Question 43. The number of terms in expansion of this expression is. How you can find? One thing you know, that we know just binomial expansion, not trinom. We just know the binomial expansion, nothing else. I mean, can we write for the solution of this one x plus y plus z raised to the power n? Can we write this one like x plus y plus z raised to the power n? Yes. Why? This is our a, this is our b. Now it got the shape of a plus b raised to the power n. I think this trinom has got the shape of binomial. Am I right? Yes. Now, if you want to know the expansion for this expression, the expansion for this expression is nc0 a to the power n. I mean x to the power n plus nc1 x to the power n minus 1 times b y plus z raised to the power 1. Am I right? Yes. The next one is nc2 x to the power n minus 2 y plus z raised to the power 2. The next one is nc3 x to the power n minus 3 y plus z raised to the power 3 up to end ncn y plus z raised to the power n. Now, what do you think? How many terms do we have in here? 1. How many terms do we have in here? Y plus z, or the power is 1. We have 2 terms. These 2 terms multiplied by this monom, it is once again 2 terms. Am I right? Yes. Plus, how many terms do we have here? 3 terms. This 3 term is multiplied by this monom. It's once again 3. Like this one, it has 4. The next one is 5 up to end. Now, what is the power of this expression? It's n. How many terms does it have? N plus 1. If this one is n plus 1, before this one, it is n term. Before the n, it's n minus 1. I want to say, if this one is 5, this one is 4. I mean 5 minus 1. This is 5 minus 2. This is 5 minus 3. If this one is n plus 1, now the preceding one is n plus 1 minus 1. 1 decrease from this one. Yes. Now, this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to n plus 1. I think this is a summation of a EP, arithmetic progression. In arithmetic progression, the summation is Sn is equal n divided by 2 times a plus an. And another formula is n divided by 2. We have 2a plus n minus 1 times d. If you want to use from the first equation or second equation, it belongs to you. I think the first equation is easy. Why? Because we know the terms, we know the first term, and we know the last term. Am I right? So I want to use from the first formula. First formula is n divided by 2 a plus an. Am I right? Yes. S. Now, how many sentences do we have from 1 up to n plus 1? We have n plus 1 sentence. Listen, up to here we have n sentences or terms. Up to last one we have n plus 1. So it is n plus 1. And instead of n plus 1 divided by 2. And instead of a, it is 1. Plus, and instead of an, it is n plus 1. Am I right? Yes. Now you can say the all whole sentences or terms we have is n plus 1. This is n 1 and 1 plus 2 divided by 2. This is the formula that we can find that how many terms do we have in x plus y plus z raised to the power n. If I want to say, for example, x plus y plus z raised to the power 5. How many terms does it have? Just put instead of n 5 here. So you will have 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2 divided by 2. 5 plus 1 is 6. 2, this is 3. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 times 7 is 21. If I have any mistake in writing or maybe in the summation or subtraction, then I apologize. I think it's correct. Then we have how many sentences in here? We have 21 sentences. Or the general term that we can find that how many terms do we have in here? It's n plus 1 multiplied by n plus 2 divided by 2. Write it, please. Question 44. The ratio of the coefficients of x to the power p and x to the power q in this expression is. One thing you know, that if I want to talk about 1 plus x raised to the power p plus q, what is the expansion for this one? I think it is nc0. N is p plus q. c0. 1 raised to this power, it's 1. Plus n, which is p plus q, c1, x to the power 1. p plus q, c2, x to the power 2. Like this one. If this one is 2, the power is 2. But this one is p plus q. There is no change in n, but there is change in r. And r is equal to the power of the x. If this one is 2, x to the power 2. If this one is p, so there is no change in p plus q, c, but this one is p, and x to the power is p. Plus dot dot dot. If we want to talk about the coefficient of x to the power q, x to the power q. So in c, this is q, and this one is p plus q. Like this one. Am I right or not? Yes. Now, the coefficient, what is the ratio between the coefficient of x to the power p and x to the power q? What is the coefficient for x to the power p? It is p plus q cp. I want to say p plus q by p. Am I right or not? Yes. What is the coefficient of x to the power q? It is p plus q cq. Or we can write p plus q by q. Now, what is the ratio between these two? But what is the ratio between these two? Are the same, or they are the same, or they are in the ratio of 1 divided by 2, or 2 divided by 1, or 1 divided by 3. You can have this knowledge with example. Listen to me. If I want to say that p is 2, q is, for example, 3. Now, what is p plus q? P plus q, it's 5. By p, what's p? It's 2. In here, p plus q, it's 5. And q is 3. And you know, 5 by 2 with 5 by 3, they are equal. Am I right or not? Yes. 5 by 2 and 5 by 3, they are equal. So we can say they are equal. If they are equal, the ratio is 1 by 1. I think you've got. Write it, please. If you haven't got, listen. One thing we know, n by r is equal by n by n minus r. Am I right or not? Yes. If this one n is p plus q by r is p, so I think the next one is n is p plus q, n is p plus q minus r is p. Now you can say this p plus q is p plus q, this p is cancelled, so we have q. I think p plus q by p and p plus q by q, they are equal. I'm sure that you have got. Write it, please. Question 45. The sum of the series, this one is equal to this one. It's a true-false question. Is it true or false? Is it true or false? By the way, first come to left hand side, LHS. In LHS, we have summation of R is equal to 0 up to 10, 20 CR. What does it mean? It means 20 C0, or starts from 0 up to 10. Then 20 C1, 20 C2, 20 C3, up to 20 C10. Why? R starts from 0 up to 10. Now we have one formula for combination. If we have NC0 plus NC1, NC2 up to NCN, the formula is 2 raised to the power n. Am I right? Yes. If we can have in here starting from 0 but up to n is what? 20. If we proceed this one up to 20, then we can use this formula. I mean, can I write here 20 C0 plus 20 C1 plus 20 C2 up to 20 C10, 20 C11 and 20 C20? Yes, we can write. But we have this one more than the previous. Previous was 20 C0 up to 20 C10. But in here we have this more. So I will subtract this one, which I added 20 C11 plus 20 C12 up to what? Up to 20 C20. Now, does this one give the same result with this one? Yes. Why? Because 20 C11 with this one is cancelled, 20 C12 with this one is cancelled, 20 C up to 20 C20 is cancelled with that one. So now this formula is 2 raised to the power n. What's n? N is 20. Plus or minus? Minus what? 20 C11 plus 20 C12 plus up to 20 C20. This is your LHS. If you simplify LHS, this is the simplification for this one. But RHS is something else. It's 2 to the power 19. But in here we have 2 to the power 20. For this result, we can say that this statement is false. Write it, please. Question 46. The sum of the two coefficients of the middle terms in this expansion is 2NCN. Is it true or false? One thing you know, that if we want to talk about the middle term of 1 plus x raised to the power 2n minus 1, how many terms does it have? Since 2n minus 1 is an odd number, so it has even terms. If it has even terms, then how many middle terms do we have? We have 2 middle terms. We have 2 middle terms, which are 2n divided by 2 and 2n divided by 2 plus 1th term. I want to say, if we want to talk about 1 plus x raised to the power 9, how many terms does it have? It has 10 terms. Then what are the middle terms? The middle term is 10 divided by 2 and 10 divided by 2 plus 1. I mean the 5th term, and 10 divided by 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. The 6th term. The 5th and 6th are the what? The middle terms. In here it has 2n sentences or terms. So what's the middle term? 2n divided by 2 and 2n divided by 2 plus 1. I think you've got. Yes. Now, if we want to talk about the expansion of 1 plus x raised to the power 2n minus 1, so in here, you know n, it is 2n minus 1. You know x, it's 1. You know y, it's x. And you don't know r. Just you know one formula, which is general term, NCR, x to the power n minus r, y raised to the power r. In here, r plus 1 should be equal to first this one. We can simplify 2 with 2. It's cancelled. The middle terms are n term and n plus 1 term. Am I right? Yes. R plus 1 is equal to n. So r is n minus 1. This is our n term. Now t, instead of r, n minus 1 plus 1, minus 1 plus 1, it's cancelled. It's n term is equal to n is to n minus 1. R is n minus 1. And instead of x, you have to put what? 1. And instead of y, you have to put x. And these are not the coefficients. So this is our n term. What is our n plus 1 term? So r plus 1 is equal to n plus 1. R is n. Am I right? Yes. So you will have t, and instead of r, n plus 1 term is equal to, and instead of n, to n minus 1, and instead of n, to n minus 1, and instead of r, you have to put what? N. Now, this is. And do not put, and instead of x and y. Why? Because it's 1 and x, and these are not the coefficients. Now, what does it say? The sum of the two coefficients. This is the middle terms. Now, what is the summation for this one? The summation is 2n minus 1 by n minus 1 plus 2n minus 1 by n. Now, one thing, you know the formula from the combination. If these are same and the difference between r is 1, so the summation is you have to add one number by n, I mean 2n minus 1 plus 1. I want to say, if you have n by what? N by, for example, 12 by 5 plus 12 by, for example, 6. Now, these are same, and the difference between these are minus 1. So, what's the answer? You have to raise this one or add this one with one number, which is 13. And from these, or those from these r's, you have to take the what? The greatest one. Greatest one is 6. This is our answer. In here, 2n minus 1, 2n minus 1, they are equal. And the difference between these two are minus 1. So, you have to add one more by this n, 2n minus 1 plus 1. And from these two, you have to take what? The largest one. The largest one is n. Now, if you simplify, this is cancelled. So, you have 2n by n. This is our correct option. Or you can write 2n cn. Now, it's given here. So, we can say that this statement is true. I think you have got. Write it, please. The last two digits of the number 3 to the power 400 is 0, 1. Is it true or false? How you can simplify? We can use our binomial expansion. How? Listen to me. Can I write 3 to the power 400, 3 to the power 4 raised to the power 100? Yes, we can. Now, this 3 to the power 4, this one is 81, raised to the power 100. And can I write 81, 80 plus 1 raised to the power 100? Yes, you can write. Why? It has got x plus y raised to a power. Now, if you want to talk about 80 plus 1 raised to the power 100, what is the expansion for this one? It is nc0, this term raised to this power. N is 100, c 0, 80 to the power what? 100. The next one is 100, c1, 80 to the power what? 80 to the power 99. And 1 raised to the power 1. And do not write 1. The next term is 100 C2 80 to the power 98. One thing you know, that 91 plus 1 is 100, 98 plus 2 is 100, 100 plus 0 is 100. Now what the next term is? 100 C3 80 to the power 97. And the last one are 100 C, for example, 98 80 to the power 2. Am I right or not? Yes. And 100 C 99 80 to the power 1. And the last one is 100 C 100 80 to the power 0 plus 1. Am I right? Yes. Yes, completely. Now what do you think? In here we have, from 80 to the power 2, in here we have, I think, plus dot 100 C 97 80 to the power 3, like this one. Am I right? Yes. Yeah. Now this 80 to the power 2, what does it mean? It means this 80 to the power 2, it means 6400 with a number. It means we have 2 0 here. How many 0 do we have here? We have 3 0 with 8 to the power 3 and with something. This is a natural number. This is also a natural number with 3 0. This is a natural number, natural number with some zeros. This is a natural number with some zeros. How many 0 do we have here? 97 0. Maybe not. Surely, but maybe more than that one. How many 0 do we have in here? We have 2 0. How many 0 do we have here? 3 0. With 80 to the power 4, we have 4 0. Maybe 4 or more than 4. But it is not less than 4. Why? Because this is a natural number. This natural number multiplied with some zeros. So the 0 remains which it was before. I mean, in here we have 0, in here we have 0, in here we have 0. I mean that we have 100 as a factor. This is divided by 100. This one also can be divided by 100. This one also can be divided by 100. The last one also can be divided by 100. So in here we have something like maybe what number is, this is a natural number, up to here. This is some numbers, which is m. Plus, what do you think here? What do you think here? 100 divided by 100 C99. It is 100 times 80 plus 1. Now this is 100m. This is a number which can be divided by 100, plus this one is 8000. 8000 plus 1, it's 8001. Now what does it mean? M is a number. For example, m is for example 25. If we multiply 25 with this one, it is 25 100. Am I right or not? Yes. Plus 8001. 8001. Or maybe this is a number, for example 2532. So it is 2532 with this one, 253200 plus 8001. Now what do you think? If you sum this one, this 01 with this one, it is 01, and this 80 with this remaining part, there is something. And here also, this 0, 1, if you add with this one, we have 0, 1, and this 80 add with this one, there is something. It means the last digits, it is 0, 1. So we can say that this one is true. Write it, please. The last question. If the expansion of x minus 1 divided by x squared raised to the power 2n contains a term free of x, then n is a multiple of 2. Is this one true or false? How you can find? First, what is a term free of x? It means a term which is independent of the x. I mean, which is a constant term. Now, our binomial is x minus 1 divided by x squared raised to the power 2n. In here, n is 2n, x is x, y is minus 1 divided by x squared, but we don't know r. Just we know general term r plus 1, which is ncr, x to the power n minus r, y raised to the power r. In here, we don't know r, n is 2n, c r we don't know, x is x, n minus r to n minus r, y is minus 1 divided by x squared raised to the power r. Now if you simplify this one, it is 2n r x to the power 2n minus r. This r belongs to both of them, I mean minus 1 raised to the power r, and this x, if we put in numerator, it's minus 2r, x minus 2r. Am I right? Yes. The bases are same. So our general term is 2n by r times minus 1 raised to the power r, x, they are same. So 2n minus r minus 2r. It is 2n minus 3r. Am I right? Now, what is the term free of x? This power should be 0. 2n minus 3r should be 0. So 2n is 2n is what? 3r. Am I right or not? X is x. This is minus 2r. Yes. Yeah. N minus r. N is 2n. Yes, it's correct. Yeah. So if we want to simplify this one for r, so r is 2n by 3, which is a fraction. If this one is a fraction, it means it cannot be divided by 2. R and n. What is the ratio for these two? For these two, it's not an integer number. It's a fraction. So it means the statement is false. Why? If we want to put instead of n, for example, 1, so we have 2 times 1, 2 divided by 3, which is not possible. If we want to put 2 times 2, it's 4 divided by 3. If you want to put 1, r is 2 by 3. If you want to put n is 2, so 2 times 2, 4 divided by 3. These are fraction, which is not possible. It means that the free term of the x, it is not possible. Free term of the x is not possible. Why? Because n and r have occurred in a fraction case. If free term is not possible, so how we can say that this one is a multiple of 2? So we can say that our statement is false. I think you have got. By the way, it was our 7th lecture on the binomial expansion. We will start, inshallah, our next lectures in upcoming days. Allah Hafiz. Love you all.